I'll wait right here. Let me hand you.
Let's go, the powwow is back. No? Oh, okay, not today? Alright.
Around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Stop at Frontierland, and Tomorrowland. Last call.
Hi there folks, welcome aboard the Holiday 4 train. For your safety, please remain seated at all times while the train's in motion. Please take a seat, this train's ready to depart. Keep all hands, arms, feet and legs inside of the train. Parents and guardians, supervise your little ones. Make sure that at this time they're properly seated, either on a lap or on the bench away from the train door opening. We're going to be heading over to New Orleans Square, folks. Just keep in mind that that station's currently closed due to the construction of the Haunted Mansion. The next available station you'll be able to disembark is going to be over at Mickey's Toontown Depot. Again, please remain seated.
And Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead of New Orleans Square Station. The station also serves Frontierland. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting.
Once again, the station is currently closed. You will not be able to disembark here. We're only stopping for operational needs. This is the station where we take on water and switch out our engineers. So it'll be just a couple of minutes, and then once we get our green light, we'll be ready to move forward. As we pull into the station, remain seated. Thank you. That your little ones are properly seated. Congratulations, folks. We've topped off our water tank and we have our green light, so we're ready to move forward. Please remain seated and as always while the train's in motion. Parents and guardians, make sure that at this time your little ones are properly seated as well. Once again, our next stop is Mickey's Town Depot.
Joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering the bayou, soon to be home to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Princess Tiana swears there's magic out here. And wherever there's magic, there's bound to be surprises. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. Speaking of surprises, this place we're passing over is chock full of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and other beloved critters on fun-filled adventures where anything can happen.
Hey, someone doing shaving a haircut.
As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. Signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of pier, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, a cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie...
Mickey's Toontown Depot is your stop for the Matterhorn bobsled. It's a small world. Chippendales Gadget Coasters, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and the closest stop we have to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And from 11:30 to 5:30, you'll be able to check out the Interpel Playtime Party here at the Fantasyland Theater. Please remain seated and wait until the train comes to a full stop before standing up to exit. Thank you. Welcome aboard the Holiday 4 train. For your safety, please remain seated at all times while the train's in motion. Keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the train. Parents and guardians supervise your little ones and ensure that at this time they're properly seated, either on the lap or on the bench away from the train door opening. Our next scheduled stop is Tomorrowland Station, and as a friendly reminder to those of you joining us here, our train station over at New Orleans is currently closed at this time. If you're looking to head towards Frontierland or Adventureland, we recommend getting off at Main Street Station.
Sabor. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
Finding Nemo's Duck Right Voyage, and the Disneyland monorail. Please remain seated. Wait until the train comes to a full stop before standing up to exit.
Sorry.
Welcome aboard the Holliday 4 train. For your safety, please remain seated at all times while the train is in motion. Keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the train. Parents and guardians supervise your little ones. Make sure that at this time they're seated either on a lap or on the bench, away from the train door openings for their safety. Our next scheduled stop is Main Street Station, but before we get there, we're going to take a detour through the Grand Canyon and the Primeval World. Feel free to take pictures and videos. Just make sure to turn off any flash, video lighting, as well as any lighted toys or accessories for the courtesy of those around you. And if you're just joining us, keep in mind that our train station over at New Orleans Square is currently closed, so if you're looking to head towards Frontierland or Adventureland, you'll want to get off at our next stop. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of